All right, so what is arbitrage? Okay, some of you have never ever heard this word before. Some of you know exactly what this word is. Some of you are already making money, lots of money with arbitrage. So I'll go ahead and just pull up the wiki definition for you real quick and read it out for you, and then I'll explain to you, giving you real examples and exactly what it is. So here's Wiki's website, and this is how they explain what arbitrage is. Okay, in economics and finance, arbitrage is the practice of taking advantage of a price difference between two or more markets, striking a combination of matching deals that capitalize upon the imbalance, the profit being the difference between the market prices. When used by academics, an arbitrage is a transaction that involves no negative cash flow at any probabilistic or temporal state and a positive cash flow in at least one state. In simple terms, it is the possibility of a risk-free profit after transaction costs. For instance, arbitrage is present when there is the opportunity to instantaneously buy low and sell high. Okay, here's a couple of key things that you really want to understand from this elaborate definition of arbitrage. Okay, it's basically a transaction that involves no negative cash flow. All right, it is the possibility of a risk-free profit after transaction costs. Okay, and arbitrage is present when there is an opportunity to buy low and sell high at the same time. So hopefully that makes sense. Doesn't? Let me give you a couple of examples. Arbitrage is a fascinating way to make money. It really, really is. As a matter of fact, that's probably been my main source of income for the last 4 or 5 years, is nothing but arbitrage opportunities. And you really have to grasp this concept. Okay, I'll give you a couple examples of some arbitrage opportunities. Being Vietnamese, I personally know several people that actually make a full-time income doing this. They buy the latest and greatest device or electronic that just first came out. I'll give you an example, like the new iPhone 5 or the new iPhone 6, right? And here in the United States, those devices or those phones will cost brand new $500 or $700. But because those phones don't come out in the country of Vietnam, people are willing to pay a premium price when it first comes out. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've seen iPhone 5s and iPhone 6s get sold for $2,000, $1,500, $1,000 all day long in Vietnam. There's, like I said, there's people that make a full-time income just buying bulk iPhones, bringing them over to Vietnam and just selling them all day long. It's crazy, you know? So that's a form of arbitrage, right? Another form of arbitrage, and when you really understand the core concept of arbitrage, essentially almost every way a business makes money is some form of arbitrage. Real estate, for example, is arbitrage. When the house is in foreclosure, someone scoops it up and sells it back at market price, right? That's a form of arbitrage. Another form of arbitrage is one of my favorite entrepreneurs in the whole world is Mark Cuban. He's a multi-billionaire that owns the Dallas Mavericks. His first business when he was a young entrepreneur was buying and reselling stamps. He knew that the market that he would sell the stamps to would be this much, and then he had a source where he could buy the stamps at a lower price. So he was always making profit and never losing money. Does that make sense? Personally with me, one of the arbitrage businesses that really took off for me was the same concept that Mark Cuban did with stamps. So buying and reselling gift cards was one of my biggest arbitrage opportunities, making, multiple six figures with that, So it's a great way to make an income once you really understand what arbitrage is. Simply buying, not just buying low and selling high, but having the ability to do it instantaneously without having to invest any income right away and guaranteeing yourself a profit. So what you're going to learn in the next few lectures is how to basically spot arbitrage opportunities and make a profit. But not only that, I'm going to teach you how to create arbitrage opportunities for a profit. So you're going to learn how to spot arbitrage opportunities for a profit, and you're also going to learn how to create arbitrage opportunities for a profit, okay? Another important point that I want to bring up is that when you are creating these arbitrage opportunities, okay, it's not about taking advantage of people. It's not about ripping people off. A lot of people bring that up, like you're overcharging people. No, you're not. Okay, you got to understand that you're not doing that at all. Give you an example. Recently, a few months back, I personally purchased this really awesome, really cool fishing cart that hooks up to your back of your car. Okay, and it was made out of aluminum. It had these cool tires. To be honest with you, I could have had it personally made by a local welder for about $200. Okay, that's how much I knew it cost, and labor and materials. It would have cost me about $250, right? I paid $700 whopping dollars for this cart all the way from Florida to ship to California. Because why? It was just so cool. I had to have it. And the person that sold it to me obviously made a nice profit, right? Because it didn't cost $700 to make. It probably cost about $100 and $100 in labor, So learn that you're not ripping people off. You're not overcharging. You're simply going to be learning how to advertise a price and mark up the price. You're going to take a $100 item, mark it up for $140. And you're really looking for the premium customers that don't care about the price, and they're willing to pretty much pay it because they see the item and they want it, and it's a value for them. Another concept you got to understand is there's two kinds of value when people are shopping and buying something. Okay, there's the actual value, the dollar amount value, and then there's perceived value for the item. Okay. And perceived value is what you're creating. You're going to be creating really awesome listings, great titles, and you're going to be providing a great perceived value for the item, and people are going to buy it all day long, and result, you're going to be making a profit. All right. So with that, we will see you on the next lecture.